He's a serious man, Stannis Baratheon.
They're coming ashore.
Rain fire on them.
Archers! There are too many.
Hound, form a welcome party for any Baratheon troop that manages to touch solid ground. Pod. Run to
Please,
the
please,
Bring any men
please,
guarding
please
it here,
kill Joffrey.
Let's
Please.
go. Stannis is sending us fresh meat.
You too. Any of these flaming fucking arrows come near me, I'll strangle you with your own guts.
That Hound is a guy. That's what I'll say about him. Stannis is... Look at him. What a badass. Dude. Jesus. Just a slaughter. All it takes is one man to get through. Jeez, they're really picking him off, though. Stannis. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh my God! That is freaking brutal.
To the mud gate, go now! 10 seconds, squad! To the gates!
Any man dies with a clean sword, I'll rape his fucking corpse!
Oh man.
Hundreds of ships are burning, maybe more. Stannis' fleet destroyed, but his troops have landed outside the city walls.
Where is Joffrey?
On the battlements with Lord Tyrion.
Bring him back inside at once.
No!
Your Grace.
What?
The King's presence is good for morale.
Bring him back to his chambers now.
No, don't.
Not here.
With the women and children, do you want him to be mocked as a coward for the rest of his life?
No, but
Now!
Do not do that. Someone kill that guy before...
Earlier, I lied. Do you want to hear the truth? You want to know why he's really here?
Mm-hmm.
He's here for us. Stannis may take the city, he may take the throne, but he will not take us alive.
Scared of. Bronn saved him. The fire, yeah. That's great. That's really great. That's a great character right there. They just lost their best warrior. fucking... Yeah, of course he leads first. Dude.
Get you some iced milk and a nice bowl of raspberries, too.
Eat shit, dwarf.
You're on the wrong side of the wall.
I lost half of my men. The Blackwater's on fire.
Dog, I command you to go back out there and fight!
Your King's Guard, Clegane. We must beat them back or they're going to take this city. Your King's city.
Fuck the King's Guard. Fuck the city. Fuck the king.
Yes! Yes! I love the Hound! Just kidding, he's a pretty terrible guy, but that was a great move.
The Queen sent me to bring you back to the Red Keep.
If you won't defend your own city, why should they?
What would you have me do?
Lead. Get down there and lead your people against the invaders who want to kill them.
What did my mother say?
Tyrion
Did
wants
she have
Joffrey
any
killed.
business with me?
She did not say, Your Grace.
You're such a pussy, Joffrey.
Sabara Samandon, stay with my uncle and represent the king on the field of battle.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You are the worst person. You are the worst. You are the absolute worst. He couldn't be any... You freaking pussy. Excuse my language.
Men! They say I am half a man. But what does that make the lot of you?
The only way out is through the gates. And they're at the gates.
There's another way out. I'm going to show you. Come out behind them and fuck them in their asses.
Don't fight for your king. And don't fight for his kingdoms. Don't fight for honor, don't fight for glory. Don't fight for riches because he won't get any. This is your city Stannis means to sack. That's your gate he's ramming. If he gets in, it will be your houses he burns. Your gold he steals. Your women he will rape.
Those are brave men knocking at our door. Let's go kill them!
Look at me. Stannis is a killer. The Lannisters are killers. Your father was a killer. Your brother is a killer. Your sons will be killers someday. The world is built by killers. So you better get used to looking at them.
You won't hurt me.
No, little bird, I won't hurt you.
No. What the fuck happened? It's just a wound.
Calm, my sweet.
Why? The Tyrells? Fucking course. Fuck the Lannisters, dude.
Over. We have won.
Well, What can I say? What a masterful episode. It's the first time we really saw a large-scale battle, and boy, for my just general overview here, they nailed it. Man, there's something on the DVD I have. It's Inside the Battle of Blackwater. Can't wait to get into that because, man, it was very well done. Just, yeah, definitely an episode worth rewatching, so I'll definitely be going back and rewatching that. Anyways, overview, great episode, great battle. I can't wait to see more as the series progresses, and without further ado, let's get a little bit in-depth. For this in-depth, with the battle going on, you know, there's not a lot of character development going on. That's what it's been building up to. The character development's been building up to this, so this is more going to be like an open discussion, just talking about what I was feeling during the episode. I do have some notes down here, but you know, there's not a lot of character stuff that was happening. There was some, and we'll touch on it, especially with the Hound. But you know, mostly this is just like a big discussion about a great episode. So feel free to comment what you guys thought of the episode when you first saw it. I'd be really interested to hear. Along with that, just let me know, like, if you can put yourself back in the mindset, like, what did you think was going to happen after this episode? Because it's just like you see Tyrion, he gets sliced down the face. I don't think he's dead. I don't think so. If he's not dead. But you see Tyrion get sliced down the face. Cersei's about to kill her son. I presumably to protect him from the horrors of war is what I assumed. Maybe I got that wrong. Let me know if I did. But, you know, and then Tywin comes in with the freaking Tyrells. Stannis, it's crazy, 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 crazy. So just tell me that's why I said put your favorite part of this episode and try to put yourself back in the mindset when you first saw this. What did you think what was the future for the show for you? Because I would be interested to hear, because right now my head's just everywhere. Let's talk about Davos. He died this episode, him and his son. Now, presumably, I mean, they got incinerated, so I assume they're dead, but you kind of got this ominous feeling because his son was talking, and his son used to not have faith in Stannis and was totally against believing in the Light God, and his son kind of flipped, and Davos is like, his son's like, do you still have faith? And Davos, they don't let him answer, you just see him kind of go, which gives you just an ominous mood setter, a good foreshadowing, I guess, for the battle. So I have something about Bronn singing the wartime song, the Lannister song, the Reigns of Castamere. I'll touch that at the end because I think you guys know how amazing that song is. But we'll go back to that. Oh, Varys. There's a very short scene with Varys while Tyrion's getting ready for war, and Varys just kind of gets really somber. He's like, did I ever tell you how I was cut? And he says, a story for another time. Like, I'm just interested. I'm trying to think of, because he's a eunuch, I feel like the procedure's all the same way. Is that what he's talking about? Maybe, if I got that wrong, but I assume he's talking about, yeah, I thought that's what I assumed he was talking about him becoming a eunuch, but maybe not. When this is a really cool part, when Stannis hears the bells and Davos hears the bells, they're like, what, bells? Let's fucking hit him with the drums, and boom, 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 and then the bells, and it's just great stuff. Just made for the best environment. It was perfect. Let's talk about the battle cinematography. Okay. Let's just go to the battle, right? Because that's what we're here for. There's a lot of good stuff in this episode, but let's tackle the battle while we're at it. What was better about this battle than most battles we see in shows? The scale. The scale was huge. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of actors on screen. The fire, the CGI, I've seen that look so bad before. Looked great. It just looked fantastic. It's had to be CGI, but it looked amazing. The battering, from the battering ram, from all of Stannis' people, it was very raw. When you saw the battling up close, of course, you get those jump cuts, which aren't always my favorite. I like the nice, solid one-shots, but the jump cuts worked well. It made it feel super gritty, super real, super dirty, super messy. Just overall, it was a great. I mean, it kept you on your feet the whole time. You're like, oh! You're just like you're watching a really good tennis match. You know, it's great. It's great stuff. Along with that, we'll go into some of the stuff around the battle that made it great. Sansa had a cool line as well. She's like, Joffrey's going to survive. The worst ones always survive. I was pretty irritated when I heard that, but she ended up being right. Cersei talks about how there's these traitors that are running away, and she's like, behead them, put their heads on pikes. It's like, you got to make your people fear you more than the enemy. I thought that was a really weird perspective. I'm sure it is effective in some ways, but it just shows some of the differences between Cersei and other characters she may be compared to sometimes. Cersei, let me just talk about Cersei for a little bit, because I just got about 4 notes in a row on Cersei. This is a great episode for her. You kind of saw her starting to unwind. She's getting drunk. She was obviously worried. She's been through similar situations before with having, she's such a prominent figure in the Lannisters. She's obviously been through things like this before. And you see her, she's frightened. Obviously, to me, she handles it in a different way. She doesn't want to appear frightened because she always wants to appear strong. But she's basically telling Sansa what's going to happen. She's like, God, I wish I didn't have to sit here. She talks about how, similar to Arya, is like, oh my God, like I was always tried to be this lady. Like, why can't I just be out there fighting? Why can't I be like Jaime? So we got a lot of deep stuff about Cersei, and we kind of saw her losing her mind as this battle went on while her child Joffrey was out there. And then eventually she's like, get him back in. Like, get him back in now. So she had an interesting story, and then obviously it gets more interesting. Now we're going to go over to the Hound. Now, what they did with the Hound was amazing. We got him out there doing his Hound shit, right? He's just out there fucking, breaking necks, cashing checks. He's doing his Hound thing. Who would ever want to face that guy, right? And then all of a sudden the fire starts coming on the shore, and he notices all this blood all over him, how many people are just getting slaughtered around him. But I think it's mostly the fire, just because obviously he relates to that, and he just kind of loses it, and he goes in, he's like, fuck the water, get me wine, and Tyrion's yelling at him like, dude, we need you, like, come on. Joffrey's yelling at him, and he's like, fuck you, fuck the Kingsguard, and fuck the king. Great moment. I was so happy that the Hound is a character I can root for, because I knew, they add these things on purpose, these little subtleties, where the Hound doesn't like Joffrey. Every time Joffrey does something Joffrey-like, is what I'll explain it as, the Hound's always like. And then when we see this relationship with Sansa improve, when he has that nice scene with Sansa where he's like, I'll take you. Like, listen, I'm going to take you to Winterfell. How would you like to go north with me? And Sansa's like, you know what? I'll be safe here. I just got to play it safe. And then she looks in the Hound's eyes and sees that the Hound is sincere, and that she sees something, and she knows she can trust him. That's being a good person. I know the Hound's done a lot of shitty things, but so is everyone in this show, right? And Sansa saw his heart. She saw through the tough exterior. He has that line. He's like, your dad killed people. Joffrey killed people. Or Stannis is going to kill people. Your kids are going to kill people. We're all killers. You're just going to have to get used to looking at them. Great line there. Great stuff. Great scene. Great stuff for Sansa. I'm so happy for Sansa that she might actually finally be out of this fucking situation. Sansa had some good stuff in this too, but she was more there to obviously she always has to keep that tough exterior on, and Cersei kind of sees through it a little bit. Like, fuck off, you don't love Joffrey, you're not praying for Joffrey, you know what I mean? But she does have some good stuff, and generally her reaction when she figures out the Hound is like for the first time she's talking to someone she can really trust besides maybe Shay. Her reaction is very well acted, so I'll give a shout out for that as well. Okay, I just got to talk about this. I don't know if I'm incorrect, but Cersei was going to kill Tommen. Was it to protect him from the horrors of war while giving him that story about the lion Right? It had to have been, because she's watching the door. It's like, fuck, they're going to come in anyway. Because they're going to kill all the Lannisters anyway, so she just wants them to die a peaceful death, right? That's got to be it. And, yeah, it was a really well done scene. And, I mean, while you're cutting to the battle and you're seeing more Lannisters just pile in, and boom, Tyrell and Tywin break through the door. He saves the day. But is all really well? Sure, they beat Stannis, who's the immediate threat, but they still got the Starks to worry about. But Jaime is free, so like I said, I'm not sure what's gonna happen in the future, because can Robb Stark and the North alone take on the Lannisters? I don't know. Now their army has been pretty decimated here, but Tywin looked pretty strong. And Tywin said this was going to be his last battle, so what has he just done? Win or lose? He said it's his last battle. He said that line. Without Tywin, I mean, the only competent one you really have... I mean, Cersei's competent, but she's... She's not... I don't know. She just makes very emotionally rash decisions, so... the only other one is Tyrion, and let's talk about Tyrion as well while we're at it. This is a great episode for Tyrion, a great growth episode for him. We see him finally get to do something of purpose, right? Tyrion finally gets to be the man. Joffrey leaves and he's like, dude, you gotta leave your people. Joffrey does a real puss move, man. It's bad. But then I think Tyrion realizes, like, oh my god, this is my chance. Like, I've always been the odd man out. I'm always the half man. Like, it's time to go. I can lead these people. I know I can. I know he knew he could. And you could see that in all of Peter Dinklage's acting. Is that this was his moment. And he went out there and he was ready and he led these men. And the strategy had worked. His whole plan worked. Everything worked, right? And he's proving to everyone that he is valuable. But then he starts getting, you know, he's in the war. He's in the actions of war. And unfortunately, it gets a little bit too much for him. Right across the face, a little bit in shock. He kind of, you know... what do you expect? But it was a great character growth moment for him, and I think he's going to be, with that battle experience, I think he's already cocky enough. He's going to have a little bit more of arrogance behind him as well, and I look forward to seeing some words that he has to say for Joffrey. That'll be fun to hear. Let's also touch on the Tyrells here. I only got a few more things to talk about. By the way, Tyrion's not dead. I just know he's not dead. That would be... Man, I guess they killed Ned Stark. They could kill anyone, but I don't think Tyrion's dead. It was a... Look, I mean, it was... You get cut in the face, it hurts, but it wasn't deep. I think he's still fine. But anyways, the Tyrells, so obviously they teamed up with the Lannisters to take down... That's what Littlefinger was doing with them, so that all adds up. Littlefinger, the Tyrells got them. It seems how somehow that they got this, the Lannisters, everything's going their way. Jaime Lannister was released by Caitlyn. Maybe Littlefinger was behind everything, getting the Tyrells to team up with Tywin, because that meeting between Tywin and Littlefinger, that's obviously what it was about, right? So it all came together, and now we have another enemy for the Starks, and everything is not looking good. It looks like the Lannisters are going to be... They're going to be the kings of the jungles, you know, just like their sigil says. And let's talk about one of the best things to ever happen in this show, the credit song. I don't think I'm going to be able to show it, unfortunately, just because of copyright, but man, oh man, I read about it, The Reigns of Castamere. It's a song that's in the World of Ice and Fire books about Tywin's battle. I don't know what Battle of Castamere is about. A guy who's like, why do I have to bow to you? And Tywin, it's about the Lannisters just destroying their house after he says that. So first we hear Bronn sing it in the very beginning, and it creates this great mood for battle, right? Because he's like, oh, these guys, these war-hardened warriors, they're just drinking, they're getting ready, right? They're pumping up, they're singing, they're like, fuck this, fuck the world, let's sing a song, right? So it was good. It set a great environment for a war. It's like you're singing a song and everyone's happy, because if they weren't happy, they'd be scared. So let's just pretend we're happy. Let's get drunk and be happy before we have to be warriors, right? And then that was good. And then obviously we see Tywin come in. He's like, the battle's over, we won. And then the song starts playing, the Lannisters, the song. You can't end an episode better than that. I will go out on a limb and say there has never been a TV episode ended better than that. that song is so, by the way, The National, I'm sure you guys know this, The National sang it, indie rock band. That was the best way to end the episode. I hate the Lannisters. I don't like them. I think they're great characters, don't get me wrong. They contribute to the story, but they're not my people. They're just not. I don't like them at all. They're like the elites, right? They're like the top 1%. I'm always going for the middle classers. Man, but when that song came on, you're just like, whew, man, you're like shit. And it almost like, for someone who likes the Starks, right? If you're going for the Starks, which I think a lot of people do. I mean, if you're a Lannister fan, awesome, because you're I mean, as far as season 2 goes, you're feeling pretty good. But as far as Starks fans go, it's such an ominous feeling the way that song is performed. It's like, you're like, oh man. Or, you know, for me, I'm a huge fan of Stannis. I was really hoping he could pull something off, but I have a feeling that Stannis is going to be off with his head soon. So, but anyways, guys, as far as an actor highlight I had for this episode, who else could it be but Mr. Peter Dinklage? The dude is, you know, and I almost want to go with the Hound. Give me one, you know what? Who is that? Give me 1 second here. I apologize if this is a little unprofessional. 1 second. Let me search who the actor of the Hound is, because I want to give him credit where credit's due. Let me see. I have it all pulled up on a sheet here. Rory McCann. You know, I'm actually going to give it to Rory McCann. He had something hard to pull off, I think. And he did it really, really well. He's out there in the battle. He had to portray his normal personality. That's not an easy thing to act as just an emotionless giant. I guess emotionless shouldn't be hard to act, but the way he does it is, you see the pain in his face, you see the toughness in his face, you see why he is like he is, and then he had to see the flames, and then he knew that what that meant to his character. He knew the memories as bringing back. He could see the memories coming back into his head, and then he could see him look at the blood on himself. He could see the slaughter around him, and then he could see the fuck it firmly planted on his face, and the way he talked to Joffrey. It was great. Good stuff. So, yeah, Peter Dinklage, great job. He does a great job every episode, but Rory McCann really takes the cake here. I think Sansa had a really great moment as well with Rory McCann. That was it. Like I said, that line of like, hey, there's killers. Your dad's a killer. Stannis is a killer. Joffrey's a killer. Your kids are going to be killers. That, Rory McCann takes it. That was some great stuff. And then, obviously... Obviously, for a highlight, something to talk about, the choreographers, dude. The Battle of Blackwater is just as epic as it needed to be. It was amazing. So, anyways, guys, that's going to be all for today. Sorry that in-depth was a little sloppy. It was just, like I said, there's not a lot to talk about with character development, so I just really wanted to have a little bit of a discussion. So I hope you enjoyed it, and peace. I'm out of here. Let's go watch episode 10, right? I gotta watch episode 10. I can't just not.
I've been busy working all night, and I'm telling everybody I'ma get it right. They know what I'm living like. I've been busy going all out, and I'm telling everybody.